Hey, what's up everyone? Jason Turley here, back with another video. Today we'll be looking at TryHackMe Lazy Admin Challenge. The little description reads, easy Linux machine to practice your skills. And if we scroll down here, we see I've already started the machine. I got the IP address loaded and ready to go. And we have one task that has two, questions. What is the user flag and what is the root flag? There's no hints, no guides, nothing like that. So without further ado, let's just grab the IP address and start enumerating and see what we can find on this machine. I already have a VPN running in a separate tmux window, so that's good. If you're not using a virtual machine like this, you can optionally start the attack box that TryHackMe comes with, and you can use that totally in your web browser. I just prefer using a virtual machine. So let me create a little working directory. I'm just going to call this lazy admin and cd into that directory. We have our IP address. We can ping it, make sure it's up. That's good. And we can scan it with nmap. I like to do SV and SC IP address, and then save your results to a file. I'm just going to call this nmap scan.txt. So to explain these two options, the attack SV is telling nmap to, when you find an open port, scan it for the service version. So if there's like HTTP, find what web server that is. Is it Apache? Is it Nginx, etc.? What version? And then SC, run any default scripts. Example I like to use is FTP. If that's running and it finds it, it'll see if it has FTP anonymous logon, which is a really common thing for these kind of CTFs, FTP anonymous logon, to get some type of upload and web shell remote code execution. So that scan came back pretty quickly. It only took 26 seconds. We see two ports are open, 22, secure shell, remote login, and then port 80. So there's a website running. We see here already, since we did the attack SC for the scripts, it already tells us the title of the website. It's just the default Apache landing page. If we want to confirm that, we can open up a new tab and just browse to that IP. And yeah, they're right. It's just a default landing page whenever you create an Apache site. So nothing really special here. We can hit Control U to look at the source code. Sometimes there's little comments or hints or notes, especially in capture flags like this. Maybe not so in like actual production environments. This is HTML syntax. We see here, like these are the comments. You can see it's a different color. But this isn't anything useful. We can keep looking, not really seeing anything. So we can try to like manually enumerate this. Sometimes websites have robots.txt, which tells like scanners don't look at these pages. Sometimes there's like an upload folder. No, so like an admin. Okay, so we can keep poking around and doing this manually, or we can use a tool called GoBuster to do this for us to automate it. There's also DirbBuster and like Dirb that like come pre-installed, right? GoBuster, you have to install that and you have to have like the Go binary as well. So we can use Dirb or we could use GoBuster. Just for fun, I'm gonna use GoBuster. Looking at the help, we know we need a word list, some type of information to give it so it knows where to traverse, and we need the URL. You can give it other options if you'd like, but we're just gonna start with that. So the URL, it's just HTTP, slam in that IP address. In our word list, there's a lot of them. Let's start with a user share word list, dirb, can't type. And I'm just gonna hit tab complete, and I can pipe this into gobuster.txt just to get the scan results and save that to a file. All right, we see some results, but an error code 403. So we can't access those. Those are probably permission denied. So nothing helpful right there. Oh, this is cool. We see a /content. So we can grab that and click here. Okay, Sweet Rice notice. Welcome to Sweet Rice. Thank you. Thank you for install Sweet Rice as your main website management system. The site is building now. Please come late. If you are the webmaster, please go to dashboard, general, website, and uncheck blah, blah, blah. Tip for basic CMS Sweet Rice installed. So CMS in like website terminology in this lingo, it means content management system. So it's just a way to like build and manage websites. The most popular one that people are familiar with is like WordPress. I've never heard of Sweet Rice, so we can like poke around and use Google and just like Sweet Rice vulnerability or Sweet Rice like exploit. Spelled that wrong. All right. And we see some results here, right? So we start clicking, we see something from the exploit database. Poke here. Sweet Rice version 1.5.1 unrestricted file upload. That's interesting. So this is a Python script. Okay. So this payload needs a username and password. We don't have either of those. And we also don't know the version. We see some URL stuff here. Let's keep poking around. Code execution. Oh, TryHackMe lazy admin write-up. We don't want to read that. We don't want to cheat. Anything here? Zoom in, because that's super tiny. Okay, it says in the Sweet Rice CMS panel, in the add section, it allows an admin to upload PHP files. So if we can upload PHP files, perhaps we can do like a reverse shell, and then it gives us the URL to go to, Sweet Rice AS, add equals mode save. That's interesting. Sweet Rice Inc. ads. Can we go to that? Can we go to content? What was that URL? Sweet Rice? Is that a thing? Ads? No. Okay. So let's hit up arrow on our Go Buster. And then instead of just scanning the base URL, let's add /content as well. Maybe you can find some other like hidden pages where we see themes. All right, we can click on that. All right, we get like the default theme, I guess, of the website. Okay, so we see .php. So the website does support PHP files, so we probably can eventually upload a PHP shell. We see /as. Oh, a little login page. That's interesting. Control U. Are the creds here anywhere? Control F. Look for password. No. Okay. It's got some JavaScript code in here as well. I don't think the password's going to be hard coded into this though. All right, we can just try admin. Login failed. Admin password. Login failed. I also don't know the username. I'm just assuming it's something like admin. You could throw Hydra at this and just like brute force it, but we don't know the username. We don't know the password. That's not really smart to just blindly brute force a website like this. I know this is just a CTF, but in real life, you don't want to just slam something with a bunch of requests. You're going to get your IP blocked. We're going to leave this here. Right click, duplicate tab. INC, what is that? Oh, this is interesting. 404.php, alert, cache, okay, HTT access. Is there anything in there? No, that's some garbage. Okay, MySQL backup. Not really sure what this is. MySQL backup, and then we see the date of 2009, or 2019 rather. Okay, click on there. All right, it downloaded it. Open it up. Make that a little bit bigger. Okay, what are we looking at here? PHP return array. So this is a bunch of like SQL commands, I guess. Syntax like that. Is there anything worth it in here? All right, we're scrolling down. We're looking. All right, this is a lot right here. What's going on? We see the URL. Thank you for installing Sweet Rice as your website. Oh, here we go. Description. We see admin, manager, password. And we get this. We get this big string. Is that the password? Right click, copy. This might not be the password, right? Because this is a database and it probably wouldn't store the password in plain text, but it might store it in like a hash. And if we want to crack a hash, we can go to something like a hash cracker or crack station, I think is what it's called. Crack station. Yeah, crackstation.net. Let's see. This is a really cool tool. Free password hash cracker. Let's slam that in there. I am not a robot, unfortunately. So click there. You gotta do all these captchas. All right, bridge, bridge, bridge. I think that's it. Bridge. That's not really a bridge. Verify. Okay. Crack hashes. That was fast. Password 123. Grab that. And we could be taking notes the whole time as well. I could do like vim readme.md, username, admin, password. And then we could throw in the hash as well that we found. We could throw in the URLs and the results of the GoBuster scans and everything like that. But let's come back here. Let's do the password 123. Does that let us log in? Okay. That's not the password, or that's not the username. Is it manager? Is that the username? Manager. Login success. Nice. Now, before I go any further here, we also saw, what did we see? Close out of this. From our Nmap scan, we saw 22 is open, SSH. Didn't mean to do that. Can I log in with SSH? Manager at, grab this IP. Yes. Password 123. Mission denied. Maybe if I hit the enter key harder? No. Okay, so that user, it exists on the system, but it can't log in with SSH. Perhaps they're just denied. They only have access to the website. I could try again, perhaps later once we get like the root user, the root password. Okay, we saw something. Here we go. We saw this write-up, this vulnerability CVE from Packet Storm. It pointed at, where was it? Ads? Something about ads and then PHP, remote code execution. Let's see if we can do some of that. All right, category, post, comments, ads. Let's click on ads. Okay, so you can name this whatever, and then you can paste in some code. What do they have here? Let me just test this out with this. Copy, just name it hack. Slam that in, done. Here's our script. And then it says go to this URL pretty much. Let's see, let me pull this up. What am I doing? Curl. All right, let's curl this. We don't want that. Content, ads, ink, hack.php. Did I do that right? Not found. All right, that's better? Question mark. Is that what I wanted? Let's pipe that to less. Hack. Value hacked. I was struggling to get that to work through curl, but perhaps I was using the wrong URL. So I'm back here. Uh, I'm back here. IP address content / ink. I can go to ads and then hacked.php. Click on it. Okay, it didn't like to download that, whatever. But if I right click this URL, copy link, and if I try to curl that, does it like that? Grab hack. I don't know. It's doing something. Not the best test case, but let's go to web shells. All right, we want PHP, ls. We want this PHP reverse shell. I'm just going to grab it and copy that into my little working directory, YouTube, TryHackMe, lazy admin, and then cd back there, ls, oops, caps lock, ls. Let's rename it just for fun. I'm going to call it not a shell.php. Let's open that up in Vim. Let's edit this because we're going to paste this to the website, right? So we might not want all this comments, all this code describing what it is, just to be a tiny, tiny, tiny bit more stealthy. Cool. So very nicely, it tells us to change these variables. I want my IP address to be my VPN IP address that you can see in the lower right-hand corner. That's a neat trick of using tmux. If you guys want, I can show you that in a different video. Instead of using port 1234 as the callback, let's use something a little bit different, a little bit more stealthy. 4891. Set up my Netcat listener. All right, let me name this not a shell. Doesn't seem any way to like upload this. It seems like you have to like copy and paste it. And doing that in Vim is a little bit tricky, or like doing it from the terminal is kind of tricky. If I just want to highlight all this, just because it's a lot and it goes through like multiple terminal screens, let me just open this up in Mousepad. That way I can just do Control A, right click, copy, come back here, slam that in. Got some extra new lines. Scroll back up. Okay, confirm this is the correct IP address, the correct port. Hit done. Now I can come here, refresh, not a shell. Click on that. And we see we got our connection. We got our callback. So that PHP code executed, and we told it call out to our IP address on this port. And I didn't go over this, but if you look at, that's gone. Okay. Vim, not a shell. So if you look, where's it at? Scrolling down. So this is the shell code. /ID. Oh, right here. Shell. So as soon as you get your connection, it's going to run these commands. Ename tech A. So this is that right here. It's going to get the operating system. So Linux is going to get the host name, TryHackMe challenge, the version of Linux, the kernel. We're on 4.15, so on and so forth. This is a 32-bit machine. It's going to print out W. So is there anyone currently logged in? Yeah, there's us, data, and then it's going to start in SH. So that's why when you get the shell, it automatically prints out these things. Those are commands that are hard-coded to run. If you really wanted to, you could add more Linux commands here, like whatever cat etsy password, for example, and it'll do that upon initial connection. So we can figure out what directory we're in. We're in /ls like LA. Okay. Nothing here. Let's look at the home directory, /home, IT guy. Let's poke around in that. /home. Oh, no tab complete. Do I have Python installed on this? Which Python? Okay, Python. Let's see if I know this by heart. Hit Control Z, send that to the background. SCTY, raw minus echo, foreground. Export term, xterm. Export term equals xterm 256. All right, whatever. Control Z. Oh no. Whatever. But I can't clear the screen. It doesn't like my term variables. Let's do unset term. I feel like I struggle with this every single video. Okay, I tried doing it from memory, but I'm bad at that. So I have on my website, if I can click here, you can see my little anime character thing. That's not really important. Go to blog, Control F for shell. Here we go, how to stabilize a reverse shell. I wrote this a long time ago. You think I'd have it memorized? I really don't. Let's do it like this. So I'm gonna grab this value, exit out of my current shell. Slam that in. Okay, this seems to have died. PS like EFH. Okay, let me just kill this PID. Kill. Pack 9. That PID. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with that. Netcat and LVP 4891. Let's do this again. Fresh. All right, we're on target. Bin bash. All right, cool. Come back here. Stabilize. If you don't have Python, you can use Ruby or Perl. Control Z. And then we want this stty raw minus echo. Control Z. Let's do echo $term. Let's set our term to this. Let's see if that makes it happy. Here. There we go. Okay, so maybe I need to go back and update that blog. Sorry for the hassle, guys. So the issue was I was exporting my terminal variable, my session for this, right? I was doing it to something I couldn't understand, the xterm thing. I guess it's easier if you do it to whatever your host, whatever your virtual machine, if you're using that. So this is using screen tac 256 color. So I'm also using bin bash instead of bin sh. I don't know if that makes a difference as well for that. But now I should have the tab complete, ls like la/home, and I can also hit Control L to clear the screen and do other bash shortcuts. Awesome. So with that out of the way, let's just go into their directory, ls like la, see what they have going on. Okay, the bash history goes to dev null. This user can use sudo. That's cool. We see user.txt. We have access to read that. We see my logon or MySQL logon.txt. Let's start with the user.txt because we need that for the challenge question. Grab that. Thank you very much. Slam that in. Okay, now we need the root flag. But let's cat out the MySQL login. Rice and random pass. Is there MySQL running on this? And that's that AntU? Hey, it looks like it on localhost. I always screw up the MySQL syntax. Like that. Access denied. All right, whatever. So we have this rice and random pass. I'm not sure if that's an actual user on the system. We can cat out Etsy password. Ooh, there's a lot going on. Let me make this easier to read. I'm just going to grep for bash and Etsy password. There we go. It looks like the only users are guest, IT, and root. Okay, so I don't know if that's like an Easter egg or if that's something we should enumerate a little bit further, poke around at that local SQL session that's running. Maybe I'll do that after I escalate to root. Let me do sudo tech L, see what I can run as like a more privileged user. All. So I can run Perl home IT guy backup.perl. Is that here? ls backup.perl? I didn't even see that. Cool. Let me cat that out. So this is a Perl script, which is just a scripting language, just like Bash or Python. System. So run shell. Etsy, copy that sh. Does that exist on the system? Etsy, copy that sh. Let's cat that out. Remove temp, whatever. Okay, so this might look like gibberish, it might look like nonsense, but what this is, it's actually executing a reverse shell. We can see netcat right here. So it's executing a reverse shell at this IP in this port. So I'm curious, if I start yet another netcat listener, I can get rid of this. So netcat and LVP, port 5554. And then I can edit this, right? And give it my IP address instead and just run it and have it call back on my IP address. So is this script running at all? Are there any like cron jobs? Cat, Etsy, home tab. No, nothing really there. On tab, tap L. Nothing for my current user. Hmm. Can I edit this? Which Vim? There's no Vim. There's no VI. Nano. I do have Nano. Nano, Etsy, Floppy. Unable to create working directory, permission denied. Oh, okay. Whatever. So let's change this to our IP address. I don't really like Nano as a text editor. I'd rather use something like Vim. But you work with what you have, right? We could also use Cat as a text editor. That's a neat little trick. Yes, save. Okay, let's just make sure that's saved. Okay, it has our IP address. Let's do sudo user bin Perl on that. Ooh, do we have the password for this guy? Is it password 123? No, we don't have his password. But when I did sudo tech L, it didn't ask me for a password. It says no pass. So what's going on? The thing that's kind of confusing with this is it wants the exact path, right? It wants this complete thing. So I gave it a relative path. I just did the current like directory, right? Backup.pl. But if I give it sudo and then this entire execution line, this entire entry, now it runs with no password. You see here, I got my connection, and instead of a $sign, I have a pound. That's just like a neat little syntactic sugar highlight kind of thing that the root user has. Instead of like the $sign or like a caret, it'll have pound. So that's how you know you are the root user. So we can do the same thing. We know we're not in like a real shell. We're in like a crappy, crummy shell that doesn't have like tab complete or anything like that. So we can upgrade it with that Python trick. But I don't think we'll be here too long. So let's cd to root, ls like la. There we go, root.txt. And there we have it. So we are the root user. We can poke around some more. Since we have full permission, full privilege to the system, we can cat out Etsy shadow and Etsy cron tab, and we can try to crack the hash for this user because we did see that SSH is installed, right? So it's weird that like neither of these usernames, neither of these passwords really worked. But let's we can give that a try. We can SSH as root. Maybe password 123 will work. No, that didn't work. No, not sure. We could keep poking around. Maybe no one has SSH access. Maybe no one can do it. So yeah, that's I'll leave that a mystery for the viewers. But overall, we solved this machine. It wasn't too bad, right? We kind of fumbled around a little bit with like the ads and getting that to run. And we did fumble with the reverse shell. You'd think after doing this so many times, I have this like down pat. I'll probably update this. This isn't good just to hard code it. Anywho, that's how I solved this challenge, guys. I'd be very curious to see how you guys did it, what other techniques you tried, what other avenues you explored and went down. But, that's it. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check the description for anything else I'm affiliated with. As always, take it easy and see you guys in the next video. Hey, what's up, everyone? Back again. I was playing around after I ended that last segment, that last video, and because there were some few things that like I really wanted to poke around and look at a little bit further. And one of them being that SQL service that is running, and we can see that in like the netstat listening, right? Netstat pant. We see SQL is running the daemon. If I do a PS, tag EF, and just like rep, I guess, for SQL, we see that the process is running. So there is something going on. If I cat out those creds that we saw, MySQL login, and if I try to log in with just this, MySQL user rice and the host name of localhost, I get error. Access denied using password no. And before I kind of just glanced over that and skipped this, whatever, who cares? But if you add a tech P to specify a prompt for password, you can type it in here. So if I type in random pass, we see that I have a SQL shell. So I can do show databases. Okay, I haven't looked at any of this before. Let's use website, show tables. I'm not sure if there's anything useful, if there's any other like sensitive data or creds, since this is just a CTF. So I won't poke around probably too much more, but this is like a cool, realistic kind of trick, right? It did not have SQL running externally. That's why we never saw it in the Nmap output, because it's not a public facing service. It's run internally. Only people on this machine could use it. Perhaps if this were like a corporate network, it'd have like an internal IP address, so other users connected to that network, either physically or through a VPN, they can access it. So that's just a neat thing. I guess the error on their part is just saving their creds in their directory, like the username and the password, just saving it there. So, just another thing, if this was like a pen test, we could like report that, like, hey, we were able to access the SQL internal server and poke around. It doesn't seem like there's anything like too pertinent or too useful, but I just wanted to let you guys know. There are a couple rabbit holes that you can like dive down and explore. So that's it for real this time. Take it easy and see you guys in the next video.